Hello, everyone. I'm Professor Alexander, and today we are going to talk about Chapter 6, Sexuality in Childhood and Adolescence. Now, there are quite a few number of charts and pictures on this particular PowerPoint. So I want you to pause the video just so you could take some time to read the information, take it in, observe, take notes, see what it's all about, and then you play, obviously, to keep the video going. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So when we talk about sexuality in childhood and adolescence, from the moment that we are born, we are rich in sexual and erotic potential, which begins to take shape in our sexual curiosity and experimentation in childhood. So as kids, we are only partly formed, but the world around us helps play a huge role in that, shaping our sexuality, right? So the main topics we're going to cover is going to be infancy and childhood, sexuality and adolescence, sexual education. We're going to discuss both the innate and the learned aspects of sexuality from infancy through adolescence. We examine both physical development and psychosocial development, which involves the psychological aspects of sexuality. Now, psychosexual development involves the psychological aspects of sexuality. Okay, sexuality in infancy and childhood, ages 0 to 11. Our understanding of infant sexuality is based on observation and what we interpret. It's obvious that babies derive sensual pleasure from stroking, cuddling, bathing, and other tactile stimulation. Ernest Borman, a researcher of children's sexuality in the 1950s, suggested that the first phase of sexual development be called the cutaneous phase. This is a Greek word from kaitos, which means skin. During this period, an infant's skin can be considered a single erogenous zone. The young child's healthy psychosexual development lays the foundation for further growth, further stages of growth. So the psychosexual maturity include the ability to love, begins to develop in infancy when babies are lovingly touched all over their bodies in the form of like massages, stroking, which appear to be designed to attract the caressness of their elders. Infants and young children communicate by smiling, they might gesture, cry, so on and so forth. Before they understand the language, they learn to interpret movements, facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice. Humans' earliest lessons are conveyed in these ways because infants begin to learn how they should feel about their bodies. If a parent frowns, makes a sad face, speaks sharply, or slaps an exploring hand, the infant quickly learns that a particular activity, touching the genitals, for example, is wrong. The infant may or may not continue the activity, but if he or she does, it will be a secret, probably accompanied by feelings of guilt and shame. Infants also learn that gender role they are expected to fulfill. Like baby girls are often handled more gently than baby boys. They're dressed up more. They're given soft toys to play with, cuddly toys. Baby boys, in contrast, are expected to be rough and tough. This gender role is reinforced as the child grows older. So infancy can be observed during the pleasure of genital stimulation soon after they are born, right? Damn. Why is it showing like this?